red bag or purple?
Purple bag.
Yeah, always purple bag.
Always go tropical. If that's an
Yes.
option, tropical.
100%.
You go tropical over red.
Tropical over anything, ever.
What do you guys think of those like the pink Starburst bags? It's like all pink.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
All
Not-
one flavor anytime is pretty lame.
The pink though.
Yeah,
The
sometimes you need to
pink,
get a
though?
yellow.
I try to get
Sometimes you need
the,
get a yellow in there.
M&Ms that are just one flavor.
Yellow is lemon, not banana, dude.
Are M&Ms more than one flavor, or are they just
No.
different colors?
They're different colors.
Are you sure?
No.
Is that,
What does Red 40 taste like?
I don't know, delicious.
Blue 42.
I like it.
Tastes like energy.
Yeah. Endless energy. All right, are we starting again?
What priority do you place on your M&Ms?
Are we starting over?
Welcome to Unsought Opinions with the boys.
Blue
What-
and green first.
blue and green first.
Well, they're my favorites, so I either try and save them or I eat them right
So
off the
that's
bat.
that's another thing that we can go to. We're having a candy pod, guys. Enjoy it. You had dinosaurs last week. We're doing candy now. Bear with us. You save the best for last, or you attack the best while you're
Always
the
save
hungriest?
best for last.
Always say best for last.
Yep.
Good.
I-
Me
Unless
too.
it's gonna.
Unless
it's
of course-
gonna.
yeah.
I
like-
think I do a lot of the best first, and then when I'm losing it, I start eating the bad ones in the middle, and then save the last for the best.
Yeah.
For last.
You
That-
guys, you start with the like. If I'm eating, I think of a steak. I'm not saving the steak for last because it's gonna get cold. And
Yeah, same.
But like, I'll start with the steak, then I'll move to the broccoli. But the last bite has to be steak.
Fascinating.
It is very rare that I have fries or any sides before my main burger or chicken fingers.
Do you peek
or-
at your birthday presents too?
I do not.
You
You
seem
pour
like
your-
the guy that would peek at some birthday.
You pour your
I
cereal
actually
before your milk or
hate
after?
knowing what the surprise is.
Wait, that's good too. Do you go cereal first, then milk, or milk?
He
and
does
you
milk first,
cap
dude.
The...
You can
Oh,
tell.
cereal first.
No, there's no way.
Dude, you're a milk first guy.
You like your little guys not to get submerged, so you float them on top. You psychopath.
Dude, that's another question.
Maybe if
you,
they're like Teddy Grahams.
you got to let those things soak for a while, right?
No,
Any
it
cereal.
Depends what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're crazy.
No, dude, you have to let it soak.
It depends. If it's Raisin Bran,
Dude, soaked raisin bran's basically just soup.
Yeah.
once it does get soaked, you have to suck all the milk out.
Do you
And then you're just eating a.
do you do raisin bran or raisin bran crunch? You've never even had raisin bran crunch.
Never heard of
probably.
it.
I will tell
All right,
you
for
that one
you
thing
normal-
Is
that
that the one
gets-
with the yogurt crunches?
It's cluster granola.
Yeah.
one thing that I think is good soaked are the cinnamon toast crunches that
I
have
knew
the
that was
air
coming.
pocket in it. Fills up with milk, and then you.
Yeah.
It's like an amazing.
know they
little-
had
it's
air
like
pockets.
It's like a gusher.
Is that like an accidental thing, or do
Yeah.
they make them like
Yeah,
that?
no, they don't make them like that.
Can I have a terrarium?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I almost said turd.
A
Didn't mean that.
terrarium?
Cookie Crisp has to soak.
I never liked it.
Me neither.
Dude,
That's
I
fair.
do like
every
cookies, though.
cereal but Raisin Bran has to soak. You have to pour it.
Lucky Charms?
Corn Pops?
Dude, I'm trying to think of less. I mean,
Dan, no one
yes.
knows your cereals, dude.
You don't know Corn Pops?
No, everyone knows your cereals, but no one knows your cereals in the
Yeah.
biblical sense.
What about honey
I'm
bunches
glad.
of oats with almonds?
Say what?
Honey bunches of oats with almonds.
Yeah, that
Oh,
gets
yeah.
soggy.
Let
That's
it soak,
good.
dude.
No,
a little
dude,
bit. I'm not
no.
talking long.
No.
I just don't want it to be like super crunchy. not long. Just let it mix. Let it
You probably drop your Oreo in the milk.
not on purpose. It's happened.
And I'm not sad about it. Dan,
Let it soak.
do you do the forge dip where your fingers go in the milk?
No.
Yeah.
And you're the only person that knows about that. I learned that from you.
Oh, no.
I've never picked it out or noticed it.
Okay. Mutual friends of ours. It's a big topic of conversation. Well, Joy's a friend of the pod. we
Did we have this conversation on a pod one time?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we did.
We did. Moving on.
I don't even know what conversation you guys were talking about. I was looking at the candy.
Dude, what's
All
your
right.
if you had to choose one candy for the rest of your existence, you had to choose one. What would
Are
it
we
be?
doing candy or chocolate or all?
Chocolate bars.
Let's separate. Let's do chocolate and then candy. Like chocolate and then like my candy would probably be Twizzlers. Not the ones that you peel.
you are.
That is a
you
terrible
are
choice
about
for
to-
life.
Oh, dude, I
No
love
joke.
those.
You're about to get thrown out.
I love those.
Nobody.
You know what I like?
Nobody
They're so
listens.
good.
to
Or
this
gummy bears.
podcast.
Or gummy
Cherry
bears.
flavored licorice, please.
No. Gummy bears or Twizzlers.
I would say Sour Patch Kids or Starburst.
Dude, are you the kind of guy that crosses their legs when they're sitting next to somebody?
Yeah, dude.
Do you not see that there's
It's a
personal
dominance
space?
move.
That is okay.
It is a dominance move. It's disgusting. It stinks. Dude, Dude, you're insane
Twizzlers,
for picking
dude.
Twizzlers.
Is
freak.
Twizzlers the ones that you peel?
Are Twizzlers?
Well, that's Twizzlers,
That's
pull
Twizzlers,
and peel.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
Oh,
like
dude.
those.
actually
I don't like
better.
those.
Those are
That one right there, disgusting.
100% better.
These are better.
No, I like the ones that you just kind of munch on.
You like black licorice too?
No.
Nerd Ropes and Nerd Rope clusters might have a spot.
Man,
or
there's,
Gushers. dude.
There's so many
Fruit
candies I
Gushers,
haven't had in a long time.
They're so good.
Dude, sour, you'd get tired of sour. I'm just saying.
Starburst is good because it's different flavors
your
and
teeth
stuff.
will just fall off because they just get soft every time you eat something sour.
I'm sorry.
I would pick Jolly Ranchers hard candy.
Oh, really?
I love them. No,
I like them, but not for my main.
they would
candy.
destroy your mouth if
Oh,
you're.
yeah.
But
and
we're
they get
not.
sharp at the end.
We're not saying you only
Yeah.
eat these
like eating too much
candies. Like
pineapple.
we still have food. It's just the only candy you can have.
Yeah, yeah.
But
What about peppermint patties?
This tastes like a stink bug.
Yeah,
You
those are
gotta-
disgusting.
you got to pick a candy that there's more than one flavor. Like
What is
Skittles.
What is yours?
I gotta recover.
I do
So-
like Skittles, but it starts
so-
to feel a little gross after a while.
Are like Snickers
100%.
bars?
No,
and
we're
things-
candy first,
okay,
and
okay.
then we're doing chocolate.
Where do you fall M&Ms in that spectrum?
That's a chocolate one.
That's a candy bar.
Yeah,
not a
well,
candy
no, it's
bar.
just
It-
anything.
It is a chocolate one. If the categories are hard candies and chocolates,
Okay, hard
then-
candy is a
then-
good stipulation.
yeah.
All right, I'd proceed.
hard candies.
Or
It
it
doesn't-
doesn't have to be hard.
It
Just
can be soft.
anything that's not chocolate. That's like again, Twizzlers, gummy bears.
Yeah, dude, he's
the
getting all that
best.
gummy worms. Like,
Yeah, gummy worms are good.
Sugar
Skittles are up there.
it's all sugar based. It's
But-
candy.
That's what I just said.
Well, you said sugar based, but chocolate is also.
But chocolate's more bean based.
Nerd ropes are so good, dude.
I know.
Everyone's talking about nerd ropes lately, and I think I've only had a nerd rope once in my
Yeah,
life.
maybe twice.
They're
for
pretty
me.
good, but I don't think
Well,
I'd
they-
even pick them
they
over
kinda
Skittles.
turned 'em into
Skittles might
clusters.
be the one.
All
that
right,
I
Skittles
take.
is the one. All right, what about
maybe the one I
chocolate?
take.
You do sour Skittles or you do regular Skittles?
So, well, regular Skittles for the rest of my life.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you would not be able to
Well,
feel
tropical.
anything.
You'd have no enamel after
Tropical.
like 3 packs in a row.
Tropical.
Yeah, tropical's good.
That
But,
you,
I
you choose red. bag.
honestly like there are 3 different bags of Skittles that I would probably pick first before I take any.
Would you
other
pick the
candies.
purple one before the red one?
That's what I'm asking.
Sometimes I do that when I'm like in a convenience store.
Okay,
I'm
but
like,
it's
"Oh,
the last
Skittles."
one you can have. Like you have one for the rest of your life.
You got
Yeah,
3 bags on this table of the Halloween packs, and one's purple, one's pink, and one's red.
You
What
can only
about,
have
what about
one.
light blue?
I'm grabbing purple.
My man.
Dude,
I'm going light blue.
miss me with the light blue.
I don't think
There's
I've
a
had light blue.
Blue raspberry.
tropical
Yeah,
one.
the light blue
No,
one's
isn't that the
okay.
purple one?
Yeah, purple's what I'm calling tropical. I may be wrong.
No.
That's wild berry.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
wild berry.
not wild
Way
berry.
tartar.
Purple's wild berry.
I like tropical. I'm going light blue.
Gonna be honest with you guys, when Skittles does green apple instead of lime, I will do that 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, me too.
Nobody
and then,
likes the green apple, I feel like.
And then
I
they
don't
were
know.
like pumped when they like go back.
Right.
Like, this is the original lime. It's like, oh, well, I'll still eat it, but
I'm not gonna say
I
no.
don't love it. Like sour apple one is amazing. Or green apple is amazing.
But that's like the original, right?
I'm making a 7-Eleven run. Anybody want it?
Yeah, dude. Now I really want some.
Okay.
Did you know?
No, we gotta get to the
chocolate,
chocolate, bro.
If you guys
Gotta
say
get to the
anything
chocolate,
other
bro.
than Reese's, which is the best candy
Actually, wait
in
a
the
minute.
world, this is going to be a problem.
You might have had something that related to Skittles. What were we gonna say?
It doesn't. But it does. It relates to sugar.
Of course, let's hear it.
When I was at Lord Fairfax for college, every single morning I had a gigantic 7-Eleven, like 64 or even bigger one. I had it. It was named Mokosh, which means master of the world in Greek. Filled up with a Slurpee every morning, and just
The Mokosh.
drank a massive Slurpee for my first class every time.
The same
Slurpee's
time
awesome.
you were in Lord Fairfax, I was out of school working at Ruby Tuesday in the morning shift, which is the saddest thing that you can be doing as an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
I would go to 7-Eleven every morning and get a Yoo-Hoo and an Eclair.
I wonder if we ever ran into each other.
Maybe.
We didn't meet until a couple classes in.
Chocolates
Reese's. It has to
Snickers.
be the kind that are not the regular
for the
cups.
rest of your life.
Oh,
You're being really aggressive about this.
without a doubt. Like, there's no competition. None. Zero.
You know what? My brother would agree with you.
There's no
They're his
competition.
favorite thing in the world.
If I
But
like, if I go to the candy aisle, like the one right by the registers, there's always candy there.
the
I don't
double
look
cup
at
ones,
anything.
the big fat ones.
Well, no, I'm just saying like I don't look at like it's if I'm going to choose candy, it's like it's Reese's all day. I'm never gonna pick anything else. I have to be in a very specific mood.
So you can only eat one candy for the rest of your life. You're already there.
Oh yeah, I'm basically there.
I'm gonna eat the Starburst.
But I'm eating the
Nothing
Starburst
to
right
look
now.
forward to.
Nothing.
We can end the pod now.
I will tell you what mine is after everybody else goes because mine's the best, obviously.
Steve?
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, I know.
It's so simple.
This
It's
is-
Reese's.
No, dude.
I think that I'm
that's a good
developing
choice.
like some kind of an allergy to chocolate because like the regular M&Ms I'm like all about, but they've
He's gonna
made
pick some sort of white chocolate.
Yeah, yeah.
like,
he is.
Peppermint
A zero
abomination
bar.
to humanity.
Zero. But like I've been eating regular M&Ms lately, and my mouth like really itches. And then this one,
Could
Dan
be a
already
peanut allergy.
mentioned it.
Why
More
are you
common.
eating so many though?
It's not.
Just stop eating them.
I can't just stop. But Snickers is probably number one, right? I mean
Mhm.
that's
It's a good choice.
Daggone, I shouldn't let everybody go first.
Although I will say, Snickers would be my one for good, but I'm the type of person that likes to change it up way too much, and I hit the cookies and cream Hershey bar
Oh, it's
a
good.
lot.
It's good.
No.
Yeah, it's good. The one with the little chunks?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah.
Dan, something tells me you don't eat candy at all. You don't ever get at a convenience store, though, do you?
Well, when I ran my youth group, I had to buy a lot of candy. So for meal replacements, sometimes I would have to get a Snickers.
Mm-hmm.
Go to. It's got all the protein and everything you need.
Everything you need.
If you're not yourself, grab a Snickers.
It's true.
I like Milky Ways.
That's
This is
underrated.
unpaid
Have
advertising.
you ever had
And-
the all caramel
Which is
one?
a Snickers
No.
without
I
the
don't know if it's all
nuts.
caramel, but
Which
it's like
is good,
mostly caramel.
not
or
as
something.
good.
Oh, so
Not as good.
but good, right?
Three Musketeers are really good too.
Yeah.
but
You said
that
Mil-
can't be an
you were
all the
talking about
time.
Milky
A lot
Way.
of
Milky
nougat.
Way and Three Musketeers are the same thing to me. Like it's just
No, Three Musketeers is just nougat.
Yeah, it's just
Oh.
nougat.
It's like a
There's
cloud.
no caramel. You gotta get that caramel.
gotta get the caramel.
Ooh.
Have you guys had the just caramel Milky Way?
No, that seems like it's gonna be too much caramel.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
I wanna.
Eclair Steve, as an 18-year-old, would hit up caramel all the time. Now it's kills me.
Too much.
This is gonna blow everybody's mind. What I'm about to say.
He's gonna say Reese's.
Snickers bar.
It's got the protein and everything you need.
That is the best one, and it is because of the, quite possibly the best candy commercial ever. When the guy's like, "Hey, can I help you enjoy that Snickers?" He's like pulls out that guitar and just starts singing him that song about waterfalls of
Happy
caramel.
peanuts.
Yeah,
swirl
yeah,
away.
yeah. Prancing nougat in the meadow, like sings a song of satisfaction to the world. That's the greatest commercial for any
world.
That's
I've never
right.
seen it.
I don't think I've seen that either.
Oh, it's so
You've
good.
never seen, dude. It's so good.
It's the funniest.
to the point where we both have the song memorized.
Yeah, we're just acting like we're having to like recall it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think he said something about waterfalls of caramel. I don't know.
I wouldn't have gotten the prancing nougat. I would have thought it was dancing nougat, but I think I'm
I
pretty
will
sure you're
say,
right.
It's prancing.
If
don't know.
I am like, if I'm like trying to like spike blood sugar or something, like basically like I just want like a quick thing of energy from a candy, I do choose a Snickers. I've noticed.
Yeah, well, it's,
Like Reese's is like
it
okay,
is-
it's my go-to, but I'll choose a Snickers if it's like okay, I need something.
Yeah, it's
For-
nutritious.
Yeah,
I do the same thing only because of the branding.
yeah.
'Cause it's like hungry, why wait? You're
Yeah.
not yourself when you don't have a Snickers.
It has no difference probably
It
than
is
the rest of them.
brilliant.
But
Right.
no, it does have all the. It has like peanuts and stuff.
Yeah,
So
Reese's
it's
is full of
filling.
peanuts.
it's basically a Nutrigrain bar.
peanuts, dude.
whatever.
Reese's
Peanut butter.
peanut butter.
Yeah, but that's not peanuts.
It's
dude.
not
that's
real
like,
peanuts.
That's
It's
just
probably
like
just a
that's just like
mush thing.
caramelized sugar crystals.
So
it's
good.
so good. It's
Dude,
insane.
if
how
you guys
good
have
that
not
is.
had, you know how Reese's now has like a million different types?
Yeah,
It's the fast break one.
dude, Fast Break's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna try
It's
it.
the
that
best.
was on my list.
Oh, it's the best.
What did you guys ever try the Take 5?
No.
Yeah,
Yes, but I don't
think
remember what
I
it
It
don't
had
is.
like Reese's Pieces, peanuts. I mean pretzels, and like a Fast Break.
I don't like pretzels and chocolate.
I love
Hot
the
take.
pretzel M&Ms.
I'm with you on
Yeah, I
that.
can't stand that kind of thing. See?
Oh, it's so good.
What
Salty
about-
and sweet.
Morgan loves that.
Salty
Ugh.
and sweet's the way to go.
Soft pretzels are the only thing
Yes.
I eat. Like
Okay.
those little like gross
Flips?
things are nasty.
That was gonna be my question. You don't like flips? White chocolate
I'm not
flips?
What are
sure.
flips?
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
think
is
I know
it
what
the
you're talking about.
pretzels?
No, I don't. They come out. They come out.
It's
in,
like the
holiday
shiny
one.
blue bag.
I do like those,
I don't like.
but
them.
I it's not like I would ever choose it.
Dude, so my deal lately has just been going to the dollar store because I can't spend $10 at McDonald's. So I go to the dollar store and buy like a snack
try
and
$17.
A drink?
Yeah, really.
well, you guys buy the expensive
Use
stuff.
the app,
Get
bro.
a frosty.
I
at
know.
the end
I do
or
this.
The
whatever
dollar
it's
store
called.
app?
No.
Anyway, So I'll go to the dollar
They have
store
to make a profit, Dan.
and just buy a bag of flips and crush it. And it's so unhealthy.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I went to Giant today to pick up a prescription, and I was with my 5-year-old, and he wanted to do the blood pressure thing. So I did it after he did it. And I don't know what a good blood pressure was, but it was in the red for my blood pressure.
Well,
So
blood is red, so that's good.
yeah, I think that's how it works. Would
Do
be
you- what do you remember what
They
it was?
change it all the time. I think they just
I
changed
think
what
it's
their
like
blood pressure is.
128 over 80 or something.
Oh, that's great.
That's perfect.
I don't know what it is,
No, that's really great.
but it said red and too high.
What's your resting heart rate?
150.
Wait, it
Yeah,
was,
I think
it was in the
120
red as too high?
It showed a little red thing. My pulse, it showed good. Of
But you
like it was
still
in the
had one?
green. I took a picture of it. I can show you afterwards, but my phone's being used to record. But
I'm just curious.
You're an EMT. You would know what that means. I don't know what a good. I've never, and I've looked it up 100 times. I still don't know what I'm.
120
shooting for.
over 70 is like perfect.
But what
there's
are
no
those
shot.
numbers?
It's your systolic and your diastolic. Like it's the amount of blood rushing.
In other words,
So
So
nobody
120
knows.
goes out of my heart, and 70 goes into my heart.
Yes.
How does
So 120 is the pressure going away, like to all your capillaries, and 70 is all returning back to the heart.
How come
'Cause
it's
it,
not
like-
the same?
Because you lose gas along the
It's
way.
like artery. The reason
You
why an
might.
artery bleeds so much is because it's under so much pressure. It's like if someone's squirting blood out, it's because it's like really forcing. The heart is pumping it out, but
How
it's
much
returning
room is
slower.
in your veins? Like,
if you were to expand a vein,
It depends
Because-
on your blood pressure.
yeah, but so my question, I guess, is shouldn't it, unless there's a lot of extra room in your veins, shouldn't it be the same pressure on the other side
What do you mean?
if it's like pushing up against nothing or pushing up against itself?
where your blood's being used and stuff,
What do you mean?
you're gonna slow down.
Yeah.
He's saying, why isn't your blood pressure 120 over 120?
Because it's like basically like the left side of the heart is like the. I think of it as like, remember the little Hot Wheels where it hit something and it would like zoom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's the part where it's like sending everything real fast, like it's returning.
Dan
But
saying
in that case, there's nothing in front of the car.
if it's like an electrical circuit, it should be the same throughout.
I don't know why your left atrium is like the.
That doesn't matter.
No, but that no.
He's saying why
It's
if
like-
it's pushing at this rate, why isn't it coming in at that rate as well? If it's all pushing at the same speed.
That's what I'm saying. Is when it's like the Hot Wheels.
Have
it
you
loses
played
speed
Mario
eventually.
Kart?
So that's exactly what.
No.
It slows down as it goes through the journey.
It gets to the
I get
capillaries and
that.
it does all its work, and then it comes back slower.
But is there more room in the veins that are coming into the heart than there is on the way out?
Like, are they tapering down until they return?
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
see
there's
what-
a
I see
size
what you're
difference
saying.
between veins and arteries. That's a good question.
Where is it losing pressure?
In the veins. Oh, like at the capillaries, because that's where the exchange happens.
But why?
Because it's doing so much work, I would imagine. Like it's
Blood does a job. It doesn't just
Yeah.
circulate.
like it from the arteries where it's all oxygenated and red, and then it goes to like the capillaries are like all over everything, and then the blue is the veins coming back deoxygenated. So it's like it's done its work. It's on its way back.
All right.
Very interesting.
So the pressure has no bearing on volume, then, right? Because you're getting the same amount of blood back.
Yeah, everybody has like 6 quarts of blood in their body.
so
but
if you
it's-
donate,
What?
if you donate blood, how
It's
do you
like
get more
lost.
blood?
Oh, yeah.
You make it.
I don't know how that works.
You got to get a blood donor.
What firehouse? You
I'm
were
trying to
in?
think of how does your blood
Isn't that what bone marrow does? It makes blood.
makes red blood cells. So yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, it just makes the cells.
Well,
So, question:
We need an expert.
if you have high blood pressure, wouldn't that be better for you? Because if you try and clog your arteries, the high blood pressure is like when you crank that pressure washer up and it shoots through, it should clean out your arteries.
But
Am I wrong?
Are you saying they should hook up a pressure
I wanna
washer to you?
say
That my high blood pressure should be a good thing because I'm not going to have clogged
No, but
arteries.
then
'cause
your
it's
heart can't
shooting-
keep up with it.
and you also might
is
spring
that?
a leak somewhere. You know what I mean?
and can you even scab at that amount of pressure?
It's true.
It can't dude. That would be
Dude, if
dope.
it's like
It's just
rushing by.
I get a.
Have you ever
paper
seen
cut.
a waterfall freeze? It's rare, but it happens.
That'd be crazy to watch it happen in real
Actually,
time.
I saw
That
some.
would, that would be
I saw some Sunday.
Sunday.
Where were you Sunday?
I was fishing in the mountains.
You saw a waterfall freeze.
I didn't watch it freeze, but I saw like where water has been rushing, and it was like a big giant
dude,
water ice thing.
Where's the place that we cliff dive? Cedar Run
Mhm.
You
area.
cliff dive there?
Not dive.
It's just you jump off a 10-foot or a 20-foot.
That is not
ledge.
cliff diving.
I know, but they have a big waterfall that we went to, and it was all frozen. There, it was cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch it happen in real time?
Yeah.
You watched it.
We
freeze?
camped for a month.
I sat there yeah, for
Dude, that's
8
amazing.
days.
I just went there the other month.
I need to go back there. It's been a while. Where's your favorite place in the park?
In that park?
Yeah.
Did you know in that park there are hoodoos?
What is that?
Hoodoo Voodoo.
Have you been to Bryce Canyon
No.
in Utah?
Mm-mm.
They're like those weird pillars that look like stalagmites.
Stalactites?
Sorry, what word did you just say?
Stalagmites?
There are?
Stalagmites?
Stalagmites?
There really are?
No,
There
why
are.
would you correct him?
Where?
Sorry.
It's one of the trails. I went to it. I have
The
pictures
stalactites
also
hang
on my
tight
phone
to
that
the
we're filming
ceiling.
with.
Stalagmites push with all their might. I'm sorry, stalagmites push with all their might.
So that's interesting. No, I didn't know
No,
that.
stalactites hold on tight. Stalagmites.
That's what we just said.
Oh, okay. Well, you're talking over our conversation.
Sorry,
so-
sorry. You're right.
We're having our own conversation right now. This is a
have it
two-podcast
off mic.
podcast.
I'll find the trail.
I have a topic if we're ready to jump into stuff.
Time out. You're saying there's a stalagmite not in a cave?
He said stalactite.
They're called hoodoos.
He did.
What-
he did
what-
Is it a
call
tree
it.
stump?
What's dripping on them to make them grow?
I don't think it's anything dripping on them.
They're just pillars.
Do you know what I'm talking about at Bryce Canyon?
No.
Well,
They're just rock structures.
Okay.
yeah, they're just like
So there's like limestone that got washed away, but it stays as a pillar.
yeah, essentially, it's like
Like at Arches.
they might. Yeah, they probably
I
have
think
them
they
there
have
too.
them at Arches as well.
Okay. Never been to Bryce Canyon.
You've been to Arches?
Yeah.
Me too.
The hoodoos in
That's cool,
Bryce
dude.
Canyon National Park in Utah resemble giant flat-top stalagmites.
Let me see.
Stand by.
Dang.
Stalagmite.
Yeah, so things that the Hulk destroys in the movie.
Oh, Hulk loves
Anyways,
destroying
there are
those.
some of those in
There are
Shenandoah too.
Are you serious? They're called hoodoos.
Yeah, hoodoos. That's what
How
it
you
says
spell
here.
that?
HOODOO.
Yeah.
Nope. Try again.
HOODOO.
Hoodoos, bro.
Reject.
Hoodoos.
Whoa, that was an interesting way to eat that popsicle. Like no, you had it on the back of your tongue, like way deep. I don't know how that doesn't make you gag, dude.
You'd be
He's
surprised.
been trained out of it.
Yeah. You'd be shocked. Like,
Since we're talking about blood, today when I was passing your house again, there was an accident.
I heard it.
It's my fifth one that I've gotten to before any emergency people in the last 3 weeks.
Did you help?
I asked, and I asked if someone was trapped in there, and they were not. They got out just beforehand.
How do you know it wasn't a hostage situation?
It was all blacked out windows, so it could have been.
Could have been.
I left.
I drove past that one.
I think I
cops
heard
were
that
there.
one.
What color?
Black.
Car or
Nope.
I was talking about the windows. I think there was
Person?
one at there was another one at my house, but I might be thinking about the accident one.
This one was right in front of the post office.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I heard
My
that.
mother-in-law texted
Yeah,
me
it was
about
like-
it.
In view.
Yeah, I didn't. I looked outside because I heard something, and I was like, I bet you that's an accident, but I couldn't see it. I didn't look that hard.
What'd you say, Steve?
I don't know.
So I was just in California. Thanks for asking, Steve. And we went to this place called the Sardine Factory
Did it
for
smell?
a restaurant. I lived there for like 3 years, I think, and I always drove past this place. It just seemed like a normal fish house. So we go in there for company dinner. Yeah. No, hold on. Let me see that. That is not
that's in Shenandoah?
no, that is not in Shenandoah.
I was going to say, what?
That's Bryce Canyon.
Okay.
Um.
So it says-
Anyways, the Sardine Factory. We go in there. It's a super fancy restaurant. One of the rooms, the dining room's like a gigantic snow globe, so they got it all decked out for Christmas. And then the host, we're following him, and then he opens the side door. He's like, "I'm gonna take you guys down into the cellar." It's like, okay. So we're going down these switchback stairs that looked like a cave, like a mining cave. So they had lanterns embedded into the walls, and it's all dusty and cobwebs and stuff.
Like decorated that way, or he's like going to murder you?
No, well, he was going to murder us, but he decorated.
He decorated on the way.
Yeah, so you get down there. There's our own private bartender and two other
Was
people.
it like a speakeasy?
No, so it's like a wine cellar. They've got over 3,000 types of wine, 30,000 bottles, and there's wine lockers, like locker rooms for wine, and then there's plaques on them of whose wine it is, and they've got padlocks. So Jim Nance had a locker there. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a locker. Clint Eastwood, Bill O'Reilly, and tons of other ones.
That's crazy.
So it's just a super fancy place.
I wonder if
Super it was
people
really cool.
like that visit those places and they just get sold and have in a locker and they never come back to it.
Well, I asked how much it was, and they said you can't buy them. They're friends of the place. So Jim Nance apparently every U.S. Open has a whole bunch of celebrities down there, and it's his own private party.
That's so cool. Because that is right near Pebble Beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Cannery Row.
So everyone's
in
there.
Monterey.
Canary.
No.
Yeah, you don't even know.
Cannery.
Because they
It's
did a lot of
Old
canning.
fish cannery.
Canary.
It's
a
a
yellow
bird. Did it smell like sardines?
Or
No,
yellow
thank God.
birds.
You guys don't like sardines?
Did you hit any national parks while you're out there?
I did. Channel Islands.
Was it awesome?
Yeah, it was our last national park for California.
I don't mean to keep correcting you, but it's Chanel Island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
Channel
type of
Islands is
perfume.
really sweet. There was when we were taking the ferry over, we saw some dolphins, and we saw a sea lion pod of over 100 sea lions just linked up.
That's cool.
Or they call it a hammock. It's all
How
linked
do they
up
link
together.
up?
You
I don't
don't
know.
want to
They just look like a hammock together, all linked up, and then we'll be swimming around eating the fish and stuff.
That's sweet.
And then we saw a bunch of whales. So it was a good ferry ride. Aside
Killer
from getting
whales?
seasick. Humpback.
Ah. No sperm.
They sometimes have that, but it's just
Don't.
just
Just
humpback.
don't. Oh my gosh. What time are we? Are we
Dude,
almost
I think the
done?
guy naming whales was a perv. Sperm.
Dude,
humpback.
honestly, it was a bunch of sailors that were away from their wives
Drinking
for a
too
long
much.
time, drinking rum. Yeah.
Speaking of sailors, this has nothing to do with sailors, but similar-ish. Are you guys okay if I get into a topic?
Please do.
You guys know who Tim Kennedy is?
Nope, already told you that.
Okay, well,
That
I
was
have
the-
to ask for the
last
podcasters. So Tim
Yeah,
Kennedy,
we talked about this on B-roll. Luke, shut up.
Tim Kennedy, for those of you who don't know, is he's a personality kind of guy, like YouTuber, mostly in like the old 2A community, Second Amendment.
What is that?
And like preparedness. He's got like a company called Sheepdog Response or something. He was a big MMA fighter in the 90s and early 2000s. While he was doing MMA, he became a Green Beret. That's real. Became a Green Beret. He had 2 deployments. But what's not real is there's a podcast that is actually a really cool podcast called the Anti-Hero Podcast. They're a really cool podcast. They
Taylor Swift, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I was gonna say Deadpool or Venom.
The Anti-Hero
Pole or pool?
The Anti-Hero Podcast is one of the guys is a Delta Force operator, former, which is like the best of the best, right? The other guy is former. He's an Army veteran, but also a cop. So they talk about cop stuff, but they also talk about like military stuff. And they were talking about Tim Kennedy. They went into like depth of his book and stuff that he wrote, and they like contacted a bunch of people from this like battle that he said he was in. And apparently he just like faked. He lied about a bunch of stuff that they talked to like multiple people that were on these deployments, and he just made up a bunch of stuff that made him sound like the hero of the war, basically. And it's a big thing going on right now, big thing, because they're saying. I mean, like stolen valor is, I think it's like an actual crime. Yeah, it's a federal crime.
Wasn't a potential vice president guilty of that?
Potential.
Who?
Yes. I forgot about him.
Okay.
The guy. I literally blanking on his
Walls?
name. Yeah, Walls. Loser. That whatever that
I
guy's
thought you
name
were
is.
talking about Vance. I was like, no, I think Vance is legit.
No,
He
former.
wasn't
I
potential.
don't think he
he's
ever made any
Former potential.
elect.
false claims that I know of.
But basically, he said like he got deployed, and he just made all these like stories about. He's saying like how they were in this like operating base, and like the Taliban overran their base, and they said it was like hand to hand like combat to the death. Like people were like picking up bricks and beating each other over the head, and like so the army has like no record of this happening, and like all these special forces guys are getting on YouTube saying like if this were to happen, it would be like one of the biggest stories in American history. Like that doesn't happen in today's warfare. So it's crazy because he's like, I mean, he's on Joe Rogan a bunch of times. He's on the Sean Ryan show, if you guys know what that is. Great podcast, friend of the show. And it's crazy.
I feel like that'd be really hard to write a book about and not get checked on it.
No, so they send stuff to what is it, the CIA? I don't know who does like the redacting stuff. But I think so. Like the guys that write books, they can't tell the truth about everything. If they're going to say someone's name and it's Dan Fortunato, they'll say DF. You know, like they'll say that kind of stuff. Or
Just dox him.
Stephen Bushbav, they'll say SB. But I think he made up so much stuff from what people are finding out that is like they were just like, all right, check mark. This is all made up anyway. So it's kind of wild.
What a stressful lifestyle to come up with that kind of a lie and then just like roll with it and be that. Like, I wonder if he didn't expect to get big and then he got big and he's like,
Well, he was big before.
What is he saying?
Because he was big
about
in
it?
MMA in the 90s.
Has he said anything about it?
Yeah, he came out with a response video,
And
he doubled down, dude.
Dude,
So
see,
this
that's
is
what I was
what's
wondering.
crazy.
If he doubles down, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna wait to see how this plays out
It's crazy.
because I don't know. Like
you think that they could be like manipulating the situation?
I think he might be telling more truth than they are giving him.
But
credit.
these guys, they called a bunch of people, talked to a
Yeah,
bunch
but
of.
who are these guys though?
This guy's legit. Like he's a Delta Force. I don't think he's gonna go and make this stuff up. Of course he could.
Well, you
be.
wouldn't think Tim Kennedy would make it up either.
Oh
but
no,
here we are.
he kind of comes off that way if
Oh,
you
okay.
know who he is. But so he came out with a response. So like one thing they were saying was that Tim Kennedy, like he was a sniper in the Green Beret. He makes himself out to be like the best sniper ever. But apparently he failed sniper school the first time, passed it the second time. Who cares, right? It's fine to say like you like whatever, I failed the first time and I passed the second time. But
Right.
he said that in this response
That's
video he was
true.
he's like, no, I actually was going to get married 10 days before that. So I said, like, hey, I can't attend this class. They're like, all right, cool, but you have to show up and basically fail the class. And they're like, and these
Failing
guys
the
break it
first
down.
time and then becoming great the second
Who
time.
cares?
Right, but that also, I mean, that'd be like getting cut from your high school basketball team and then going on to become the greatest basketball player to ever play.
Right.
It just doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
Well, but he
Happened to
did. So,
Michael
I mean,
Jordan.
he passed it the second time.
You guys had no idea.
Oh, my gosh.
I totally forgot about that, Dan.
So stupid.
You guys had no idea.
What are you talking about? That happened to Michael Jordan. All right, no, that's good. Well,
Thanks, Dan.
Thoughts and prayers to Tim Kennedy, man. You know,
Yeah.
I wish him well.
No, so it's crazy because he's doubling down on it, and I think that now the Army is looking at revoking his Green Beret status,
Dude,
which
that
is
would
it's that much of a real like that's crazy, and
So
it's
does
like
he have to like give it back a hat?
not a hat, but probably some shiny stuff.
How old is this guy?
Yeah, he's in his like probably 40s or something. But it's just crazy, like for someone to go on. He's been on a million podcasts since he wrote that, or since he says what he experienced in like it was like 2004 or something. Like, how do you lie? Again, he could be telling the truth, but how do you lie that much? And they go through like podcasts that he's been on where his stories kind of change. It's like the thing they keep saying, which is true. It's like if you're telling truth, it's pretty easy to keep it straight. But if there's lies, then it's like your story gets all jumbled, and it's pretty crazy.
Have you guys ever like dealt firsthand with like a pathological liar?
How would you know?
I mean,
It's obvious sometimes, and yes.
But how did you know?
it was obvious.
How?
Steve, how did I catch you?
Exactly. Yeah. It started out with like just some like lies where it's like I didn't catch on or whatever, and then like the longer you're friends with someone,
Yeah.
the lies just get a little bit more ridiculous and a little bit more ridiculous, and then you ask them about that, and then they like like triple down and like get way too into the details.
Why
and
do you keep
everything.
looking at Ben?
We have a similar experience.
Okay.
That's because I was telling him about this kid in my neighborhood.
Call him Lying Petey.
Yeah. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Well, Lion Pete, that guy, he went on to have his own cult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of a David Koresh situation.
No.
Wasn't
He wasn't that good at it.
charismatic enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's another thing. I just heard some stuff about him today.
What,
Who,
new
Koresh?
stuff?
David Koresh. Do you know about his childhood? Very sad.
Was he MK Ultra?
No, he was. His mom got pregnant with him when she was 14. As soon as that happened, her parents kicked her out. When he basically went to go live with the grandparents when he was born, and I don't know, dude. It's very sad. He got like sexually assaulted and stuff, and it's kind of you can see why someone would go crazy, I suppose.
Have you ever heard of Sherry Shriner?
No.
I don't remember enough about it to talk about it, but she had her own cult too, and it was so weird. She was like this prophet god that everyone was worshiping.
She was a woman.
Yeah, her name was Sherry.
You have to be in a real low spot.
There's a podcast called
Sherry and the Shriners?
No, The Opportunist. Have you heard of that?
Sherry and the Shriners.
Listen to The Opportunist. It's a whole bunch of stories of people that are in a certain situation and then take advantage of people, the opportunity. But they're like really, for the most part, super dark stories of just messed up taking advantage of people. Super interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I would recommend it. Anyways, there's like 8 episodes on her.
Gosh. Sherry the Shriner.
Sherry and the Shriners.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Classic.
He's the best. I just heard a Bigfoot encounter of a dude in Australia, and he was like, he like woke up and looked out at his car out of his tent, and he said, "Bro," it was like, he said it in an Australian accent. But he
Can you
was
do
like,
it for us, please?
He's like, "Bro," he was like looking at Harry and the Hendersons over there. And it was funny. I just imagine Harry like just trying to break into a car like, oh.
One more thing about Tim Kennedy. He's on record of like saying, and this is, I feel like this is stuff I always go back to, but he is on record of like saying like basically civilians shouldn't have as many gun rights as they have. Do you guys think felons, after they've served their time, should be able to own a firearm?
Probably not a violent one.
Say if a sheriff gives them to them, then yes.
In exchange for money.
Where are you talking about? Would this sheriff then be going to court later?
Obviously.
In this hypothetical, would there have ever been a resolution to that situation?
Very specific. Seriously, though, what do you think?
I feel like
I think that if they're felons, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Interrupt me. It's fine.
No, go ahead.
I said probably if it's violent, like murder type felons. It usually I feel like it gets worse during prison. A lot of times.
Yeah.
So you should probably not, and you have a lot more connections. I feel like to crime. If it's like a financial or something
Like a white collar.
like white collar crime, I think you probably should be able to. For the most part, it could also be a case by case,
Yeah.
but I also don't like the government having control.
Well, the argument for that is that the government doesn't necessarily have control over that. You've forfeited by committing the crime your right to bear an arm. That's, for me, it's like, and that's a good argument. Because like before you had said that, I would have said, dude, if they're a felon, they've made their choice. They shouldn't be able to own firearms. You made that, like you forfeited. That's not the government taking it.
But what if you didn't think you were going to get caught?
But yeah, that's true. But the white collar crime kind of like if you were just embezzling, I mean, you say just, it's still a felony, but like it doesn't seem as, I don't know. I think I still hold the position if you commit a felony, you lose your right to own.
But aren't
arms.
there like what's the lamest felony you can think of? The kindest, not
Pooping on
the
an
the
endangered
least
turtle.
damaging to society.
an aggravated DUI?
I was gonna say.
I'm just kidding.
No, I was gonna say DUIs, but that's also showing irresponsibility.
Those are misdemeanors, though.
But after like 5 of them,
3, I think. Yeah,
after your third is a felony,
I think so.
because you lose your license after 3, I think.
Which is insane that it takes 3 for you to get a felony.
I just want to point out we've completely lost Ben. So we might want to
Steve, what do you think?
I'm fine losing the right to have bear arms.
Do you think there should be an age restriction on when you can own a gun?
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. 18 should be fine.
If you
Like-
wanted to have an age I can't talk. Restriction, I feel like if you're trying to keep it, you should probably have the kids take a class for it first.
Okay, that's good. Because
It
the
would be a
age
bad idea
restriction
to have
thing-
my 3-year-old playing with a gun.
Sure, of course. The age restriction thing, though, comes down to like there's 25-year-olds in New York that have never seen a gun in person, only on movies, and then there's 10-year-olds in Iowa walking around with a 22 shooting
Yeah.
rats
Okay.
or whatever.
Yeah,
like-
but the 12-year-old can't buy a gun, but he can still use a gun. Use a gun's fine.
Why?
What?
Why?
Because if he's using a gun, it's because his parents showed him how to use a gun.
Okay, but does it come down to competency then, or
Not
does it come
always.
down to age?
So what you're telling me is this:
True.
my son, who is legally my property
Yeah.
until he's 18,
Uh-huh.
can go out without my knowledge and get a gun.
I'm not saying that they should. I'm
Okay,
entertaining the argument.
Sorry.
Does
Yeah,
it come down to competency, or does it come down to age?
it comes down to the parents should be in control of their children.
Okay, so if a 10-year-old wants to buy a gun and the dad signs off on it, is that okay?
No, the dad should buy the gun and let the 10-year-old use it.
What? Why?
When did the age restrictions
Because I think
happen?
a child
I don't
buying
know, but I did learn this morning, speaking of the Waco thing, that until 2000, it was the age of consent in Texas was 14 years old.
Age of consent,
Consent
for
for
what? Owning a gun?
Sex.
marriage.
Oh, what?
Is that within the family?
2000.
Dude, have you seen Shane Gillis's bit
Oh gosh.
Jeez.
about who came up with the ages?
No.
It's wildly funny. The guy who went first is like, oh man, why do I gotta go first?
She's like, 18?
The representative from Delaware. He's like, oh man. He's like guessing. He's like 35. They're like, oh, gross.
Genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. Sorry if I spoiled that joke for anyone. I don't think I did. I think it's still good.
Anyway,
Go watch
Have you
it.
seen the one where he's trying the black football players and the white
No.
football players? Oh, dude, he's like, it's like a segregated school, and he's like, it's all white football team. He's like, and they're playing a segregated or like a desegregated team next week. He's like, we're gonna stop them. We got it. And then like it's like 45-0. It's like, oh man, they're good at football. And then like slowly they're adding more teammates that are black, and they become really great. And he just like at the end he's just wearing like an African garb, and like he's like, this is the best thing ever.
That's funny.
It's hilarious.
Shane Gillis is a very funny person.
Oh, he's so funny. Sorry to cut you off.
I enjoy his comedy.
no, it's good. I think we're done with that topic.
Steven gets uncomfortable about race.
Yeah.
No,
He
I
does.
love racing people.
Like
On foot?
assigning a
Would you
race to
call
them?
yourself a racist?
Or a
Avid-
racer.
Avid.
Raceman?
I don't even want to make the joke because then it's on tape.
Self-proclaimed racist enthusiast. I'm a race enthusiast. Also known as a racist. Okay. Well, glory be. And while you're out there this week, just remember
Probably like 35 minutes.
the.
We still got 15
okay,
minutes.
all right, sorry. Okay.
You're like,
What?
why is it when this
And
group
Dan
gets
just went
together?
and got his winter coat.
It's so cold down here.
I'm telling you, you need to insulate that that hatch back there in their back room.
Ben was working down here when it was 20 degrees outside and said he felt an Arctic blast.
Yeah, I'm standing there working on the stairs, and I'm just feeling this ice cold air every time the air conditioning would kick on and the return would start sucking air upstairs. And I was like, "What is going on?" So I was like, my nose was cold, my cheeks were cold. So I come downstairs and I follow the freezing cold wind all the way to this square. It's like a little square door to his crawl space in there. That
Oh,
has,
yeah.
It's like you can see light around the edges when it's light out there, and it's not insulated or anything, so it's just blasting. It's like having a window open all winter.
We're
It's
having
real cold.
We're having that fixed at my house currently, like today. So it
So
kinda worked out.
you're paying people to do work at your house?
No, it was like this cool grant program, and because I didn't make any money this past year, we qualified, and they came in and like
That cannot possibly be true.
it's
The
100%
Habitat for
true.
Humanity.
Everybody knows
said
I
they're
am the
planting
poorest
cameras.
of us all, and I get no grants.
Ben,
you apply
your
for 'em?
wife makes billions.
I just granted you my basement to work on.
No joke. Dan is keeping me afloat right now. What are you guys doing for me?
I even fed him.
He even fed me 2 hamburgers tonight. It was delicious.
2 hamburgers.
I thought you did Wingstop.
No.
No, you guys were the ones talking about Wingstop.
I got you guys
Oh. We
had
Wingstop last
burgers.
time.
You were supposed to pay me Wingstop.
Well,
Oh, that I also forgot your chickens. I don't know if they're still.
I took care of them.
Ben also took care of the chicken.
Dude, let me tell you this. You texted me
To
on
be fair, I only took care of them once.
Thursday and said, "Hey, if you do my chickens again, I'll buy you Wingstop again."
Whoa, I didn't get that offer.
And so
well, you bailed on me 3 times.
That's true.
So I was busy. I didn't respond. So in all fairness, I didn't respond to agree to that. It was Saturday, and I realized that I never responded. So I drove to your house immediately to go take care of your chickens. And as I'm driving by, I see this SUV in the driveway. I'm like, I guess you got someone else. And I just turned around and went home. And
That was me.
it wasn't until later that I realized that it was probably just Ben working on your basement while you're not
Was
there.
it a silver SUV?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's me.
Talk
it had a
about
bunch of stickers in the
pathological
back.
liars.
Yeah, mine has a ton of stickers on it.
I know. I realized that when I got home. But it wasn't until I got home.
I feel like we're getting dangerously close to saying what kind of car I drive.
A silver SUV.
It's
What's
silver
your
Mercedes
license plate?
SUV.
Oh, I didn't see the Mercedes.
What are you doing? Come on. That one person who listens is gonna know.
Yeah.
I actually think it would be sweet to be like popular locally or
Yeah,
popular
yeah.
anywhere.
Depends.
Ooh,
Depends what kind of
that's
popular.
disgusting. Oh, I thought you were talking about different kind of depends.
Classic
The Joe
Depends
Biden
mixed up.
kind.
That happens to me every time somebody says depends.
Flashbacks.
Yo, can I brag on my son?
What, is he finally out of diapers?
He's finally out of diapers.
Nice.
12 years old.
Are you serious? It takes that long?
Yeah, dude. Enjoy.
Oh my god.
Guys, pause. Are my headphones messed up? Or are you all like extra loud?
No,
It's
we're
clipping.
extra loud. It's clipping to me too.
Is it?
Yeah,
We're-
it's been blasting my ears this entire time.
Guys, we can just turn your headphones down.
I wish I knew
If
which
it's
one it
clipping,
was.
it's not the headphones,
Hey,
it's the
hey,
other.
hey.
I don't hear any clipping.
Guys, I'm not clipping at all.
Hey,
Is clipping a new
Guys?
thing that the kids say?
Yeah.
Like, you're clipping,
guys,
bro.
take it easy.
That's you don't say that.
Let's kind of
That's
mellow.
bad.
this.
Do not
Let's
say
mellow the vibe here.
All right.
Let's mellow it.
So anyway,
Okay.
It's NPR
Thanks
now.
for listening to cool jazz.
I hate that.
Pioneers basketball game, middle school.
Is that Christian school locally?
Yeah, local Christian school. The Pioneers are taking on the.
This is what you guys want to talk about instead of gun stuff?
Can I just?
My
just?
God.
I was into that.
There
gun
better be
thing.
guns involved.
Because my question was, my question about the guns thing was, if not,
Sorry, Steve.
Anyway, so my son gets
I
fouled.
can't believe this is what we're talking
Right.
about instead.
Let me just brag on
let
my
me
son.
just finish. I started after you.
Did that clip for you guys? It might be my headphones.
It's my favorite part of the whole exchange.
What?
Everyone said something and danced.
Still working on it. That is really funny.
I didn't get
I don't
anything
know
out
what
of that.
he's
We're over
saying.
here arguing, and he's like,
Did that clip for you guys?
It could be a serious problem. Probably just my headphones.
we're fighting over here. He's like, is that clear?
He's just in his own row. So anyway,
It's like a mad scientist pressing buttons. Like, trying to figure it out. It's like, guys,
he's the tallest one out there, 7th grader. He's almost 6 foot, and he gets fouled. And the other team's real bush league, and they are
was
not.
it United?
No,
Good.
he's at the foul shot or foul line doing his dribbles. He shoots. Their bench coughs loudly as he does it.
Oh, that is Bush.
It was. I was livid. He splashes it, turns to the bench, and shrugs his shoulders in like the most like innocent little oopsie way that he could. and then turns around and splashes the second one. It was the greatest moment of my parenting
Wow.
ever. It was the best.
Did they win?
I've never been more proud of him. Conversely, today he would not stop singing in the car and just changing random words in the songs, and I've never been more disappointed in him. But yesterday, dude, it was peak parenting. I was so happy.
That's awesome.
They had 26 points and they won on the last second, or it was 26-25, and he scored 13 of their 26 points.
Dude, what a
Is he,
stud.
he's JV,
He's middle school.
middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Big
they don't
for
have
middle
a
school.
JD. What?
He's a big kid from middle school.
He's the biggest on their team. Yeah.
It's awesome.
My question about the felons owning guns thing: if not for felons, then who are ghost guns for?
I would say ghost guns are for anyone that just doesn't want the government knowing. Like, I don't think there should be a gun registry. There's not right now.
There's
But-
not.
There's not a gun registry. Like, they don't know.
Well, you have to get all your
Like, you go
checks
through a
in when you buy
background check,
them.
but I don't think you have to put, like, what type of gun you're buying.
Yeah, you might be right.
If you have to
Um,
get a background check, is that state to state, or like why is everyone freaking out about background checks for guns and stuff?
I think it's federal, but I don't think people are freaking out too much around background check for guns. They're worried about, like, red flag laws mostly. I don't think people are. I've heard that, but it's mostly fringe. I feel like
Okay.
because background check is fine.
Yeah, I think
It's like people that don't know what they're talking about, kind of just
Yeah, I
use
think it's
that
just
as
like kind of a buzzword, like,
Yeah.
oh, background check. But maybe there's something I don't know. I mean, you could argue that it is like an infringement. The FBI has to make sure you're okay to own a gun, you know. But
I think I like the idea. Of
I don't mind
Yeah,
background
I think
checks.
I'm okay with background.
What about
checks.
gun shows? Do they don't do background checks at gun shows, do they?
no,
They do.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never been to one. So.
I've seen people get taken out in handcuffs from gun shows.
really.
Yeah.
I've only been to one gun show, and I got nothing there because everything's so expensive. So, back to you in the studio.
What was your?
If you're
ghost
trying to get a
guns?
really cheap gun,
I
where,
got-
where do you look for that?
3D printers.
That's a good point.
Did y'all see the
That's
United
actually
Healthcare
crazy.
CEO
Yeah.
story?
Tragic.
They found that guy in Altoona,
Did they though?
which is
yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
You see his eyebrows?
that's like right next to where we go in Pennsylvania every
really.
month. I've been to the McDonald's.
Where did he shoot him in New York?
Hmm?
Where did he shoot him?
Manhattan.
in the face, I thought.
No,
I think
yeah,
the back of
but-
the face.
Oh, the back.
Dude,
of
it
the
was a
face.
straight up assassin kill.
Yeah, dude, what a horrible.
I
thing.
saw
That's-
somebody like one of the comments that kind of was like, "Ooh," it said it was basically, I'm gonna butcher it, but it was like one of them kills with the gun, the other one kills with an email. I was like, "Ooh,
that hurts.
that's
That's a tough one.
that's kind of rough."
That's a tough one.
Do you get it?
John Q style, dude.
Because like the United, they're like, "We're denying your claim. Your family member's gonna die," basically.
Apparently, a lot of the
No
other
opinion?
healthcare CEOs or companies are taking all their execs' pictures off their websites.
Smart.
I don't know that the CEO is the one sending those denial
course not.
emails.
Of course not,
But
but
who do you think's sending?
he has influence. I also heard
I
that
want to.
he,
We have to be very we want. I don't want to speak ill of the dead or anything like that. So I don't want to go at this lightheartedly. Like
any dead
want to do? No dead.
is Usama.
Who's that?
You're speaking ill by not pronouncing his Christian name.
Oh, you're right. Osama.
Usama bin Laden. Speak ill of him.
Dude, do you want to get haunted? That's how you get haunted.
He will come out of the sea.
Hitler.
If he's even in the
I
sea.
dare you to say one good thing about him.
He's a
I'm not
charismatic
gonna-
Great
leader.
experiment.
He was,
Oh my god.
he was animated. Perhaps reanimated at some
Also,
point.
I've heard a lot of people praising their wardrobe.
Yeah, they got the funny pants. All right, I'm sorry.
As a fan of the mustache, I'm surprised you don't have something to say.
It's too narrow.
Too narrow.
Widen
I
the
like
Joker
mine
out.
broad and sprawling.
If it doesn't arc your lips.
Just one of many complaints I have for Hitler. Are we even allowed to say Hitler?
no.
I'm just gonna beep
You
everyone.
have to say
and-
what the people in Germany called him.
Führer.
Yeah.
You Nazi.
We're talking about Trump, right?
I said.
Yes, we're talking about Trump.
I said.
Now we're
Dan,
safe.
This clip that I found. It was Harry Potter, but they just bleeped out like inappropriate, like just normal things, but it makes it essentially your Biden comment. It's one of my favorite things.
Still
now,
not a
too.
fan of that comment of mine. I liked it a lot better with the
Dude,
beeps.
the beeps are the best.
The
thing.
beeps are crazy, but they made me feel better.
I gotta find out which episode that is, just so I can. We need to that. If we were to post anything, it'd be that. Sorry, Ben.
I'm okay with that as long as it's the beep version.
It sounds so much worse than the real version.
It's way worse than the real version. But I just don't
I
like
don't-
the idea of people knowing that I said curb stomping a corpse.
You gotta beep it
You gotta
again.
beep it again. Yeah, you gotta
I don't
beep
know
it
how to
again.
beep. That was Dan's deal.
Yeah, I don't edit the videos anymore.
Oh, shoot.
I found this other reel that was it's like this Asian person who is
Careful.
this guy. I kind of took a breath to let you do it. There's this monkey that he's had, but it's just this like the fattest monkey you've ever seen, and he looks unbelievably like a human. Like,
Careful.
unbelievably like human. Like he smiled and he had these like janky old teeth, like he was this redneck or something. And I watched it one time and I lost it because it was like the craziest thing I've ever watched. It's like he gives him like a pineapple or something, and this monkey eats it. And just his like mannerisms and everything were so human. And now my reels are inundated with just this guy's monkey, like all the time. And he just hands him like random things to eat, and this monkey he smiles like like with his
Dude,
teeth.
What?
You sure this
Dude,
isn't
it's-
AI?
No, I'm telling you, it's the weirdest. I'll show you afterwards.
Did you know that they can make people look really real with AI?
Oh, it's weird.
Dan was showing me AI children earlier, and it was crazy how realistic these kids look.
Oh, it's weird.
Do you know what's
And
crazy?
I saw.
I don't think I was showing you that.
In my memory, you were.
I was showing him Biden and Trump being best friends, which I might have
that
sent
was
to you.
crazy too.
I don't remember.
It was really funny.
That
Do you
was
know that
funny.
the human brain cannot invent a face?
I've heard that, but how can they prove that?
You can't do it right now.
I just
That's
Yeah.
someone you know.
Or
didn't
is
even
it,
think of
seen
anyone yet.
Oh, well, think.
But
now it is.
So AI is better than people.
well, but
Whoa.
again, there's no way to prove that.
Our AI overlords are going to be far superior to us.
But not far superior to Jesus.
Absolutely. That's
Amen.
true.
So what do we do with that?
Well,
Kill
he
'em.
created the simulation.
Kill the AI.
So, as I
So
briefly
you think
mentioned earlier,
Jesus is a programmer?
I think so. Yes.
Google just I just read an article about their
Who is
quantum
winding their daggone cords?
their quantum computing chip that apparently
Yeah.
can do math problems, like complex math problems that would take a normal supercomputer 19 trillion years to do, and they can do it in less than 5 minutes.
That's unbelievable.
Dude, that is so nuts.
Pretty crazy.
Trillion years, dude. Is that even a real number?
You
Steve,
guys
is
remember
it-
How long would
In
it take a human to do?
the Avengers?
Really long time.
Do you remember in the Avengers when the guy at the end said he just thought of like a true 100 million ways that this could have
Tony
ended up?
Stark,
I don't think it was him.
Captain America,
No, he was like he said that he could figure out. He just like I could see like
Stephen Strange.
yeah, the strange guy. Yeah. He said I saw like every possibility of like 200,000 possibilities or whatever. And he's like only one works. That's like how AI is going to be.
Well, that's
They're
what
going to look
quantum
at
computing
a
is.
situation and be like, I've analyzed everything that could happen. This is the only way that works, which is nuts.
That's quantum computing.
And you guys think that's a good thing?
I don't know.
Dan,
I think it's cool.
you got to stop moving your wire.
It might be me.
I don't think it's
It
me.
could be- could be me.
It could be me. It
I don't
could
know
be
who
you.
it is, but it's not
It's
me.
probably you.
It's probably definitely you now that you said that.
It's 100%
That's
you.
definitely Steve.
What in the world, Steve? How dareth thou?
Shame
It's
it.
not me. You guys are all wrong. Anyway, you guys,
It's 100% you.
it's not me.
Dude, stop moving around over there.
Quit scratching yourself.
I itch. You guys, I'm not moving. That's not me. It's totally you.
It's not me, dude. I promise.
You guys are so excited about quantum computing and AI and all these things. So stupid.
I don't know if I'm excited. I think I am.
Yeah. Why would you be excited?
Why would you not be excited?
Have you seen Terminator?
Yeah. Who won?
Barely.
Yeah, but we squeaked out a win on that one. And that was like early 90s ideas of what it could be.
Yeah. Who won an
Early
iRobot?
90s? Maybe it was 2000s.
Actually,
The robots,
I think
actually.
the robot did. No, they became a free people.
Yeah.
Are you against freedom?
I'm against freedom for robots.
What about smart house?
That's a really good point. Didn't the house turn into a
I'm
turn
pretty
into
sure
a
it did.
tornado?
Yeah, kind of.
Tornado.
Yeah.
She like tornadoed the house.
I don't remember that part.
Maybe you need
It's
to
the
rewatch
I
Smart House.
just kind of did like 10 years ago.
I showed it to my kids like 2 months ago, and we only got halfway through.
Doesn't hold
Boring. One of those dinosaurs back.
They wanted to watch it. They continued to want to watch it, but we had to turn it off for bedtime.
Do you think at some point in our lifetime, probably not, AI is going to get so good, like robots are going to get so good that like you're going to walk up to someone and talk to someone on the street, and the only way to tell that they're a robot is if you cut them and they bleed?
Oh
So
yeah,
people just
like
gonna be
Detroit
cutting people?
Becoming Human.
Yeah.
Great game.
Like, are people just going to be cutting people to find out if they're real?
Well, apparently.
Because everything will feel real.
That's Blade
blood.
Runner. The
Yeah.
2040, whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
what do you do? All right. So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Dude,
You
okay, so my thing is like if you're
shut up.
okay, go ahead.
Everyone's
Shut up.
supposed to have
Shut
a
up.
personal robot
All right.
assistant.
Now listen.
You do
here.
not have the power to do
I
that.
have the power. So
In the next 10 years,
all right. So
according to Tesla.
all right. Bailey is a
Whoa.
24-year-old.
Who is that?
It's his dog.
Irish cream.
That's good.
I don't know how to get out of that. I don't know how to get out of that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just bleep that. Your daughter
Doesn't matter.
is a 24-year-old girl. Okay.
She is.
At this point, she goes on
We were
dates.
talking about this earlier.
Doesn't know whether or not this guy is a robot or a human.
robot.
You get
You
married
guys watch Futurama?
and find out
on.
Used to.
that her husband is a robot.
Yep.
What do you do?
What is a robot?
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I think so. First of all, how do you find out? Are you cutting him?
You just find out.
There
He
will be
goes like,
crimes against robots.
beep beep boop.
Yeah.
Especially if they're in charge.
He beep beep boops.
He beep beep boops you. Like he's using the bathroom or something, and she goes in and he's literally just standing there going beep beep boop boop. And she said,
What is using the bathroom for a robot?
They're not. He just goes
No,
to the
they just
bathroom
empty
for
their
the
oil.
Changing the oil?
Yeah.
for the illusion that he's going to the bathroom to keep up appearances.
No.
And she,
They have carbon matter that they have to
Appearances?
dump.
yeah, exactly. She goes in there. He's beep,
Or
beep, boop, boop, boop.
appearances.
And she says, "I think you're a robot." And he says, "You got me. I'm a robot."
And your wife,
She calls you
or
and
your
says-
daughter doesn't know.
Pop pop. Beep boop's a robot. What do you do? What do you do? How do you handle that situation?
That's only the second worst thing that my future daughter's spouse could be.
What's the first?
A human?
You know what the first is.
Don't know what the first is, dude.
Yeah, you do.
Can I expound
Like
on that?
an abuser.
No.
I'll expound.
That's not worse than whatever you're thinking.
Not a robot.
Man, a robot, dude?
Honestly, his name should have given it away.
Yeah.
What about the robots that will eventually be able to feel and have thoughts and feelings
That's what kind of
and
what he,
physical pain?
that's kind of what he
That's
means. I
where
think.
we're at. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, but what he's saying, should they have human rights?
Should they?
Should they have human rights?
Should you have to accept your robo son?
Isn't there a movie about this where they're like fighting for human rights for robots or something?
That was
Yeah,
the alien
that's Blade
one.
Runner.
Now, do you
I feel like
remember?
that's a lot of movies.
Was it Sector 6 or no? Not that. District 9.
District
yeah,
9's
that's
awesome.
a weird movie, dude.
Weird movie. Anyway, what were you saying? Oh, you were just.
I was just going to kind of ask the moral question of, is it okay to kill it?
Yeah.
If obviously it's a machine, but it has memories,
Yeah.
feelings.
well, can you kill a
thoughts.
dog just to kill a dog?
Yes.
Neither of them have
absolutely.
but that's
souls.
real.
I
That's not
have.
something that you built.
Yeah, but like that's so like right now if you smash your iPhone,
Or like,
it's not that big a deal. But if Siri starts talking to you in a couple years,
Help me.
yeah, then it'll be kind of weird. Like
but if they actually have,
have
really
motions,
good
they actually can feel physical pain the exact
That's-
same way we do.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it
There's
okay to torture them?
there's no distinction between that and a dog
what are you talking
Why
about?
are you bringing up
because they're
dogs?
both they can
Dogs
both
are-
feel. Neither of them have souls.
How do you know that? Do they go to heaven?
Not all of them. Not all of them.
But a
Dude,
dog,
did you
I
see
beg
the
to differ.
thing?
I just
Hot
watched
take.
that movie and it was amazing.
Dude, did you
Holds up.
Do you know
First or second
the
one?
back?
First one.
Do you know the backstory of that?
Charlie.
hold on, keep going to what you're talking about.
With all dogs go to heaven?
Yeah.
No, I don't know the backstory.
So the little girl who voiced her part, her dad was like got jealous of her fame in real life and murdered her. But she had already finished all her lines. And so the guy who plays Charlie hadn't finished his lines yet. And so he's listening live while she's telling him goodbye at the very end. And he has to...
That was Burt Reynolds, by the way.
Was it Burt Reynolds? Okay. So he has to talk to this girl who's now past... It makes the whole last 5 minutes, like, unbelievably sad.
That's like Fast and Furious.
Wow.
What is that movie?
But they were all alive at the end of Fast and Furious.
The movie that
But
Steve
Paul
was just talking
Walker
about?
was
It's called
not.
All
by the
Dogs Go
time
to Heaven.
He died
It
halfway
was like
through.
a cartoon from when we were kids.
But yeah, like by Fast and Furious 4 or whatever, Paul Walker was gone.
But halfway through the filming of that.
Yeah, and his
But
brother...
then they did like an ode to him at the end.
Yeah.
That I think was a fake
But
AI Paul Walker.
I think his brother did
I think
it,
his
and then
brother,
they
brother
CGI'd it.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
they
All right, real question. Do you guys think that you think God will end everything before we get to the point of where, like, there's robots walking around?
2027, dude.
You're
Not if it's
you're
in
stuck on
10
that?
years, like Elon Musk says is on his
I don't
plan.
think... I'm talking, like, when you have, like, police officers that are, like, strolling down the road in robots. Like I'm talking, like...
Like
Is it
every,
I Am
every
Legend?
movie.
Like, yeah, like I'm talking... Not I Am Legend, I, Robot. I always get those confused.
Unless he
Will
comes
Smith
very...
eyes.
Yeah,
I feel like that could easily happen in the next 30 years, so...
You think so?
Well, too bad 2027's in 3 years.
You're probably right. 30. You're probably right. Probably 15 years they could do.
Do we
something.
need
Well,
to-
30 years ago, we didn't
I
barely
know.
even have internet.
I know that's insane.
Do we need to revisit the Red Heifer? Do we need to revisit
Well, that's
the-
what I was saying.
It was kind of brown.
We revisited it three
Very brown.
episodes ago.
I understand that. But my point is, like, the world's going. Like, there's no way. We're done.
How come they know the time and Jesus doesn't?
He said look for the signs. He didn't know it 2,000 years ago. Doesn't mean he never knows it. He
doesn't-
shows up.
He doesn't know when the red heifer was going to show up?
No.
Oh, really?
He said, I don't know.
He doesn't know everything except for that one thing.
You tell me it's scripture, dude. Is he lying? Or does he not know everything?
No, I'm saying he knows everything except for the time.
Right? Which
So he didn't know when a red heifer was going to show up?
does not play into the time?
I don't know.
Can he build a mountain that he can't lift?
Exactly. Can God flood the world again?
In fire.
He could, but he won't.
Yeah, that's
He
my
couldn't,
take.
because then he wouldn't be all good.
Duh.
He can change his mind.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
He can't, because then he wouldn't be all just.
What do you mean he wouldn't be all good if he did that?
If he reflooded the world, he would be a liar, and that wouldn't make him good.
These are the dumbest questions. They're so dumb. This, I mean, it's crazy how dumb these questions are. Let me ask you a question.
Skittles, Reese's.
Do you guys know Mark 16, verse 17 and 18? Have you read those recently?
Not recently.
I don't know. Let me hit it.
It's something along the lines of these signs will follow his, they'll accompany his followers and like casting out demons. I should pull it out. Casting out demons and like healing the sick or whatever, and they'll like hold serpents. They'll like take up serpents, and then if they drink any poison, it won't harm them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind of weird that it actually says like they will pick up serpents? It's like a commission, almost. And
We get
then-
it.
Is it
You're
weird?
from a charismatic church.
Should we like be holding snakes right now? That's just what I'm wondering.
You never held
Ben,
snakes?
you've been bit by so many snakes.
Not in church though.
You don't have the faith, bro.
There's a church in West Virginia. I think it's the last one that's doing snakes.
That's not the last. There's
No way
several
it's the
of
last
them.
one.
I think West Virginia is the only state where it's legal.
For real?
That's
Yeah, but
that's what
you
this
think
YouTube video
everyone's-
said.
You think everyone's doing legal stuff?
No, of course not.
In
I'm
this
just saying this
union?
is like the only like open to the like. Yeah, we do that here.
There was just a girl in
Actually-
a witch cult that licked a toad, died during a ritual.
Yeah. So if I understood this video properly, this guy's dad and his brother were pastors of this church before he took over, and they both died from snake bites.
Wow. That's not a lot of faith.
It's crazy. It's wild.
That's a lot.
I'm going to say this seems dumber than the conversation we were just having. You said
Hey,
that
do you
ours
guys-
is really
Do you
dumb?
know the and
At least mine is like, should we be holding snakes because the Bible says so? You guys are talking about can he do things that he said he wouldn't do.
So Jesus tells his disciples
You're telling me
before
mine's dumber?
right before he gets crucified, he's like, I have to go because there's another sheep flock that I have to tend to or whatever.
Is
They're not
self-loathing.
like you and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah, aliens.
Dude, he's evangelizing to aliens.
Do you think there's another group
Or
of us somewhere?
They say that that's what he said?
I thought that was
he
for
didn't say
him
aliens, but
going down to the Old Testament people that are
in Sheol.
in Sheol.
Possibly. I don't know. But when you read it, it's like, well, that's weird. Why haven't we talked about that more?
Have you guys ever heard of Camp Gagnon?
no.
It's a podcast.
No.
Mark Gagnon. I think his name's Mark. He's part of the Flagrant crew, but he has his own little pod thing. He just did one about like all the different proof, like segments of proof about aliens in the Bible or whatever, and talks about like Ezekiel's wheel and I think a couple other things I can't remember.
Jonah and the
Jacob's
whale.
ladder.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember either him talking about either of those.
The
but
whale was a USO, bro.
nice, dude.
Oh my gosh.
But
How do you... Okay. All right.
It's
Let's just
kinda-
think about it.
it is kind of wild though. The Ezekiel one is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Chariots of fire as well.
People get eaten by whales.
I know, but... Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You don't believe in aliens at all, dude. You can't even.
I'm not saying that.
You can't even taste it. in your mouth.
Aliens
It's just like, dude, this is for real.
Are angelic beings.
I don't know if I do or don't.
And
Yeah,
they
you do. You know.
caught him up in the USO and brought him to Nineveh, threw him out of the USO.
It's Navina.
It's not.
What are you saying?
Do you know what a USO is?
No, what
It's
are
a
you saying
UFO.
about Nineveh?
So
What is a USO?
The Angel. It's a
Unidentified
spaceship that goes
submerged.
underwater.
Okay.
And so
Unidentified submergible. Submerged.
And
There you
they're
go.
whales.
And so he says a giant fish swallowed him up, and he lived in it for 3 days, simulating Christ being dead for 3 days and all that.
What's so crazy about that?
Nothing. Then it
Oh,
takes
that
him.
was another one. They'll speak in tongues, and they'll hold snakes. That was it.
Thank you.
Basilisks.
Anyway,
But also says
I'm
that
just telling you.
tongue should be in private unless there's someone to interpret it.
Not in this verse. It doesn't say that.
You gotta read more than just one verse, Ben.
Paul
yeah.
gives
Yeah. Wait. What?
instructions.
I'm the one who knows his verse.
I said Mark, didn't I?
Fine.
so we didn't have a heartbroken at football this week. That was pleasant.
Yeah, but kind of we did though.
Hey,
'Cause
what-
didn't Philly
what-
win
what
their
we got
ninth
here?
in a
Hold on.
row?
Let's not start.
Yeah, I got to go home at some point. What do we got here? How much time we got?
They did win.
We're well over an hour.
Are we?
Last time I went upstairs, my children were still crying.
Do you
So I should
think
probably
the Nats are
end
going to
soon.
do anything in?
Well,
free
folks-
agency?
We should at least mention Juan Soto got like over
$700 million bucks.
No,
or
he got
whatever?
765 million, 51 per year for 15 years, with another 75 signing bonus. It was an $840 million contract.
We have become the farm league for the entire
what?
freaking. Gosh.
Are we doing it just yes or no, and we'll end?
Are we
doing
doing what?
Are we signing any high name free agent in this offseason now that we're ready to compete?
No.